Hello, everyone. In this video, I will talk about how we can prepare a good application to apply for the scholarship at UCD. As UCD announced scholarship for 2026 for PhD candidates. So I will share my screen. I will show you document, and I will show you what kind of things are required, and how you can make your application very strong. And first of all, I will explain that this is 4-year degree and you will get 25,000 euro for each year, which will be tax free. So you don't need to pay any tax on that. And then you will get also 3,000 euros for maybe conference travel or some other thing if you need for your research purpose for each year, and you will get a laptop also. And uh, yeah, these are the main things. And you need a bachelor degree, which is a 2 1 grade or equivalent in your country. If you have a master degree, that could be perfect. And if your grades are lower than that, which is a requirement, then the master degree must be there. So otherwise, if you have a master degree, that's very perfect. And about the language test, maybe you need IELTS, and 6.5 is a criteria, and there are other some language tests also which you can maybe you can have that. You have to check the UCD website, and if you are not non-native or your language or where you you're doing study your bachelor, and if they're not all the courses are not English, then you also still need this English language test. So I will say that you must do this English language test IELTS, because maybe it also be helpful in your immigration when you will apply for the visa. So if I will say from my side that okay, you must do that. Okay. Then you don't need any supervisor approval for that. You have to select from the UCD provided list, where they have provide some list of projects, and you go on that document and you see which suitable for you, and you can apply for that. And you are allowed to apply only for one application. You are not allowed to do multiple submission here. So these are the main point. And if you think you are okay with that, then you can maybe watch further, as I'm going to explain the further how we can apply for this scholarship. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, so here you can see my screen. Uh, Yeah, so this is where you can find this link. Um, you can also find on UCD School of Computer Science page. So here, these all the things are mentioned, like how much you will get, how long you have to be here, and these are some things, some points. Important eligibility criteria is here. So then there you will find the guide for applicant. So this is what you have to look in detail, so you can apply in a very appropriate way. So these are all the points, and then after you can see on 15th page you see the research project, and you have to select from these project to apply. um, so I will go very quick from this document. Of course, you will get 25,000 per annum, and you will get 3,000 for research travel expenses, and you will get a laptop also. Eligibility criteria is that you must have at least one grade by bachelor or equivalent degree. If your grade are less than that, you must need a master degree for that. So this is very important point. Um, yeah, so your undergrad study must be done by June 2026. So you will be eligible for this criteria. Okay, this is another important part. Candidate can submit only one application. If you will submit multiple, you will be ineligible for this application. So be careful. You have to submit only one. Okay, so you needed to submit your degree or whatever transcript in English, and if not, you have to maybe translate it You have to apply for some, maybe there are some American-based company do this translation, transcript translation. You can apply for that, and you will get an English version of your degree. Okay, and IELTS language is 6.5, and with the least in all component is 6. Means you should have 6 in all at least. You should, if your band in some component is 5.5, you are not eligible for that. So further, um, you have to provide a short research project description, which are according to the project which is provided in the list here, must be 500 word, and not should not be exceed 500 word. You have to explain about aim, research objective, and these are literature, this kind of thing. I know that this is very 500 words are not enough to explain these things, but you have to. Okay. So you need two referees, and you have to inform the referees before that, okay, you are applying for that, then they can provide you reference on the time. So you will go through three phases or three stages. Application, you will submit your application, you will get a call for interview, and in that interview you will be asked about your how you can be fit in that project where you're applying, and then in the third stage they will check your competency. So here, this is the 3rd February is the last date, and you will start your this PhD in September 1. So first of all, here I will make it clear for you that you have to be very strong candidate. This is very competitive scholarship, and you have to be very strong CV or strong, you can say, publication record to have that. So what you can do, you can if you have a very 2 and 3 publications and at a good venues, and if you have a good certification and thing, then it can help you a lot in this procedure. So further, you can contact Antonella if you need some help on this. So I'm going to give you some hint here, because last time when student apply, my professor was checking those things, those applications, and where she was impressed and where she was not impressed from the application, I'm going to tell you. So when you're writing your bachelor degree, when you're writing your information, like your institute, you have to must mention that where is this institute, what is the ranking of this institute. So these are good to add with that. So I think like my professor like that, some other people also like this. So then your degree full qualification, bachelor degree full qualification type and name. So you have to write in detail what your degree is, and then what are your grades. So this is a very important point. You have to mention your CGP, like 3.5 by 4 or whatever your degree is. So you have to must mention if you are getting a score from what is the range of that score. Like if you are getting 70 out of 100, okay, you have to mention that. And what is scale of that in your country or according to your degree, you have to mention that. Like we can say that, okay, 3.5 is B grade or something like, A is at 3.8. So you have to mention that what grade you are. So then you have to upload your degrees, and it should be must named accurately like this. If it's your bachelor degree, you should mention that this is a bachelor degree, and it should be a single PDF file. If you have a multiple transcript or whatever, so you have to be put in one single file. Then if you have a master degree also, just provide the same things. Make sure that you are providing accurate degree name, you're writing your institute correctly, and you're also highlighting which country it is, and you're also mentioning what is the rank of that institute. So these are very important things. Similarly, you will write your grades, and out of what, and what is the scale of that grade. So you can add these in detail, these things. Okay, then you have to add about your English language test. You will add here. I'm going quick because otherwise this video will be very long. So then you have to add some other education if you have, maybe some certificates, research achievements, if you have something like publications or some awards or some, you can say your like best poster award or something like this. You can mention here, okay, what you have in your research achievement. And if you have one or more publication in journal, a conference, you can mention here. Uh, Further description about those why you submit there, why they were those were suitable, what was the rank of them, so you can mention all these things where those conference held. So these are the things you have to mention. Technical skill and achievement. Okay, where you are good. You are good at some languages, programming language. You are good at some tools, techniques. You should mention that to support your research area. Okay, if you have some work experience, you were employed somewhere, some software houses, some research institute, wherever, you have to mention that. If you have a research ORIC ID, add it here, GitHub repository, Google Scholar. These are very important points. You should not miss that. Okay. Okay, so then personal statement, you have to add motivation, why you want to pursue this. Then you have to write uh, which of the attribute demonstrate your capability to be the good researcher. You have to write them. So how you're interested in this man. So these are all the points you have to highlight in this problem statement. Don't just ask ChatGPT to write it for yourself. Just try some, you can say, yeah, your brain. You should use your brain to write it. Okay. Don't rely on ChatGPT. Okay. So research project. This is also very important. You should provide your aim, objective, how existing literature saying about this project, and how the project will advance the state of the art, how you are making the contribution to this work. You have to describe it. So then select the research area where it's lying, and then you have to write about the research preference, indicate the research project. Any project which is proposed, a list is given. You have to check if where you're most interested. If you are offered a scholarship, you will develop one of these projects in a co-creator style with the academic who will supervise you. So there are some supervisor who give their ideas there in this project list. So they will be your supervisor. So you have to select that, okay? And you have to write why you are choosing this, and every answer where is mentioned here. So if you are applied before IRC application, IRC is another scholarship in Ireland. So if you applied for that, just mention here. If not, then just say. So if you in IRC, you required a supervisor. So if you applied for that, of course, you need a supervisor name. So you have to mention that supervisor name here. Referees, you have to must up give reference of those people who are willing to provide you a good reference. So that is also very important. Then there's some personal detail here. And here are some projects, which is, you can say that provided by the UCD. You can see where you are very good and you can work on that. So here, very list of the projects. So one of the project is also from overlap provided by my supervisor. If you think that you are very good on that and you want to work and you have a good experience on that, you can also contact me. So it was about quantum computing. Okay. So, okay, let me check how many quantum or cybersecurity. Actually, over was on cybersecurity. I'm just quickly checking. Okay, no, not this, not this, not this, not this. Applied data science, research area, project overview. Applied quantum computing, no, this. Uh, cybersecurity maybe. It was cybersecurity. I could not find the name, but I can explain it to you. Okay, cybersecurity. Yeah, I think this is from my supervisor. Okay, I will check it and I will add in the YouTube video description which project is by my supervisor, and you can maybe this one cyber threat intelligence. Let me check my supervisor message, person message. I will let you know here. Um, Okay, so it's a cyber threat defense, intelligent attack analysis, real-time detection, and adaptive security framework for future internet. Yeah, so this is a project which is my by my supervisor. If you're applying on this, maybe you can also contact me. I will let you know if you're good for this project or not, and how you can apply for this. Okay. So this is all for this video, and if you need any help, you can leave a comment. Maybe I will make a video on that. Thank you very much.